Hello, everyone. This is Dominique Huff, and we're sitting here for another edition of the Dominique Huff episodes. Long time no chat. We're trying to do better with this YouTube channel. I have been extremely busy, but I'm going to make it my point to start coming on YouTube more often because there's a lot of fuckery that needs to be corrected. Nobody else is doing it in the way that I think it should be doing it. But I do want to give some shout outs to some people who I think are doing a good job, such as Obsidian Media Network. We got Thoughts Men Aren't Supposed to Think. He's about to join us very soon. That's just on the Black Men's Tip. Now, of course, the Dominic Cup episodes, we talk a lot about public policy and lots of things that are going on facing American cities and counties. And we're not going to shy too much away from that. But given that I have another channel that I've got to get activated, which is going to discuss Dominique Magazine, which is our Black Men's publication. Those videos will be over there. But for the day, we're going to use this channel. I'm going to give you guys updates on what's going on here with the 10th Amendment Media Group, where things are going, and what's happening. William, did you get the link? Yeah, click on that. Yeah, that's the link. So, but as I was saying, folks, if those of y'all who are following the channel, I know this channel is I'm dust off the cobwebs. If you like jumping on the conversation, please feel free to do that. It's been a long time. I'm celebrating 10 years of journalism, of media ownership this year. 20 years of being in the media business. And I'm only 35 years old. I think that's hella good for what I've been through and the hell that we've gone through. As you see back here in my building, which is the Hurt building. As you see, that's my guest right there. That is William Norman from Thoughts Men Aren't Supposed to Think.
Absolutely.
What's going on, William?
What's going on, brother? I am excited that we are on air. I'm going to have to switch to my phone because my bootleg tablet is about to die. So if I drop out for a minute, that's what it is, guys. I'm excited to be on air, man, with this brother, man.
Well, it's been so long since I've done this stuff, folks. I would admit I was very rusty, but nonetheless, you know yours truly. I'm going to figure it out no matter what and use the tools that are available. William has a page called Thoughts Men Aren't Supposed to Think. You go to Facebook and you type it in, Thoughts Men Aren't Supposed to Think. Spelled the normal way, so it's no crazy stuff. I know people like to put different phonetics up in these things, but he has a very powerful page that is really empowering brothers of all races. And, there's lots of black men that's gravitating towards it because, I support the black masculinity movement, the black masculinism movement, to be exact. That's by T. Hassan Curry and other people. And I know, and please forgive me, I am very unscripted and unprepared for this. So, how I sometimes do shows scripted and winged. So, with this page, we definitely are talking about lots of men's issues, and we do need men's empowerment. But men's empowerment, contrary to popular belief, can come without the expense of us bashing women. And you know how people like to say, "Oh, you got to bash women to make your point." No, we don't. Now, there's some criticisms of women that need to be had, but we're just not going to get so caught up and so distracted from that. I'm all about empowering brothers because we got to do things to really help us grow our brands, create legacy, create wealth, and start being the productive citizens and enjoying the rights that we have here in the United States of America or wherever that you're from. So, William, what's going on? But you got to take it from here right now.
Yeah, no, man. I'm 100% on board with the brother. We had a phone conversation. You will hear me talk a lot about just being organic about food. I'm talking about just grassroots growth and just very sincere growth. And so that's how me and this brother met. He joined the page that I have that he's talking about. And he reached out to me. He was like, "Hey, man, let's chop it up," and we did. Like, this is our first time conversating today. We've been on the phone for about 2 hours, and I just said to him, "Hey, man, would you mind doing an interview, a live interview in the group?" And unfortunately, we weren't able to get that going, but hopefully we will very soon because I think he has some things to say that men and women need to hear. But fortunately, he was able to get it on this channel, and we're going to share it on our platforms. But that's how we got here, man. He definitely has some things to say that I thought were fruitful for the direction we're trying to go in. So yeah.
Well, the disclaimers that we have here on this broadcast is, we take positions around here. I'm going to tell you where I think it, you tell me where you think it, and we're going to have a conversation. We're going to have a discussion, not a debate, but a spirited conversation where we're going to exchange thoughts and ideas so that we all can learn from each other. That's what we do around here. Disclaimer number 2 is I am not perfect. William's not perfect. None of us are perfect. So you're going to hear mistakes and flubs and all of that. So we're not claiming to be perfect. We're not claiming we have all the answers, all the solutions, all the remedies. And number 3, we want to know what is your thoughts. So don't come hiding behind data that does not substantiate or verify your opinions or your views, or you try to be fence riders around here. We don't do the riding of the fence here. So those are kind of like the old disclaimers I had when I did this show years ago on the Exceptional Radio Network, and I've also was on No Conduct Radio. So now that we got that being said, let's definitely talk about some of the issues at hand. One of the things, why for those that are unfamiliar with Dominique Magazine, Dominique Magazine is a black man's lifestyle, culture, and news publication, which is at DominiqueMag.com. That's DominiqueMag.com. You can see the actual website in the description section of this video, so definitely click on that. And we do have a Facebook fan page called Dominique Magazine. And we are on Twitter at Nique, Nique Magazine, because somebody had Dominique Magazine, and that's what this person calls themselves, but so we had to come up with something else. So we will ultimately deal with that down the road once we get more stuff handled around here. So we started this publication in 2016, which was always envisioned dating back to 2012. For those of you all who have followed the Exceptional Radio Network going back to our days of 2007, in 2009, we did launch the Black Man's Talk Show called Brother to Brother. And that show aired once a month on Saturday nights from 8 to 10, sometimes 8 to 11. And I brought brothers from different backgrounds, from the hood to the urban to the suburban, college educated, barely got out of high school, clean background, checkered criminal history, gay, straight, rich, poor, believer, organized religion, atheist, you name it. I tried to bring different brothers for us to all sit down where we could have a conversation about various issues. And we definitely had a lot of great conversations, which kind of upset a lot of black feminists, and we love that, and we don't apologize for that because it needs to be said. And that's why we create our own platform so we can have these conversations. Over the years, as you know, I got very involved with the prostate cancer initiative because too many black men are dying from that. Too many black men are dying from heart disease. So I'm really big on black men's health issues. So we did a lot of things to help raise awareness, and I even brought people on board to talk about those issues. We talked about adoption. We talked about fathers' rights. We had a lot of great conversations with this being yours truly by himself in the last year of Exceptional Radio Network. Then I always told you back then, I wanted to start a Black Men's Magazine. But unfortunately, it did not start at the time that I wanted to. So we was able to dust off that concept, and we got it started in June of 2016. It's been slow and go. We're trying to do content every Thursday on the website. There's no content that's current right now, but you're more than welcome to read the website, and I assure you I will have content up there, but I'm so behind on my work right now. I think everybody wants to cuss me out, from my landlord to my office mate to everybody. So I know I got tons of cuss outs probably coming by where you probably see things flying across here very soon. People know I'm over here doing this broadcast. I met William through his group because I like what he's doing with the Guard Your Seed group on Facebook, where we're actually having great substantive conversations about men's issues in general, without the simping, without the bitch maidenness, and all the other stuff. And it's men come to the table and really talk some good stuff. But that fan page, Thoughts Men Aren't Supposed to Think, is where the action is really at, when they come up with these powerful meals and thoughts that men aren't supposed to think, but we're thinking them anyway, to putting stuff out there, because we really have to ask ourselves, in the era of Me Too, in the era of equality, in the era of, lots of gender warfare going on right now, is who is empowering the men? Now, if that offends you, if that makes you roll your eyes, if you think this will be misogynist, sexist talk, just hit the Xbox, go on about your business, have a good life, and hopefully you'll find a channel that can talk about the stuff that you want to talk about. This is a big place here, so we're not holding nobody hostage in the room here. So we just put that out there because I know we're gonna have people say, "Well, what about black gay men? They're welcome. What about black trans men? They're welcome. What about black disabled men? They're welcome." When we say black men, that means everybody who has sense, who's not a simp, and who's not bitch made. Other than that, you are welcome at this table. There's more than enough seats here. We can all have a sit down talk, and we can begin to have conversations about our issues to where we can look at things from public policy, to fatherhood, to economics, to politics, careers, education. You got children, you think about vacations, you think about investments, you name it. We're going to talk about all that here at Dominique Magazine because it needs to be talked about. Nobody else is doing it. If those of y'all who know me, I'm not going to beg or plead or say mother may I or daddy can I and all this type of stuff. We're just going to get it done. All right, William, what you think?
Once again, man, I was taking some notes while you were talking. So one of the things that impressed me when we were talking earlier, that you were talking about the grassroots. Y'all hear me say that a lot, man. I'm real about being organic. And you talk about things that a lot of people don't want to talk about. Or I don't even say don't want to talk about, but somehow the things get lost in the mix. So you say, we did some work with championing prostate cancer. I don't know the details about that because that's my first time hearing that. I did hear you say, you did some work with men about adoption and stuff, but you brought that back up. Those kind of grassroots things that I mentioned this to you earlier. Society will give the impression that mothers already just inherently know about these things. And so when men come on the scene and they don't know about them, there's a sense of inadequacy there because, hey, mom knows about it and you don't. And the running thought dialogue is that women just are born knowing these things and men just aren't. So that in the hierarchy of parenting, that places women above men. And so what we're going to say, and one of the thoughts men are supposed to think is a common truth everybody knows. Women aren't inherently born knowing how to adopt. Women are inherently born knowing how to change the pamper. Women are inherently born knowing how to swaddle a baby and put him to sleep. Women learn that the same way any first-time father is going to have to learn that. And so the kind of messages that we get out is saying, hey, as a man, don't feel inadequate because you have to learn these things. And you look over and see mothers who already know them. They know them because they learned it before you. If you go far enough into the process, you will find fathers who know things that some mothers don't know. It's just because he had a parenting experience before they did, not because he's better than them in some kind of inherent way. And then when I'm talking to you, and you just kind of go a little deeper with the grassroots and you say, hey, we want to talk to men about things. You said it earlier, how to break down a baby carriage or a stroller or something like that. Yeah, absolutely. That seems inconsequential. It's not. Because those are the type of things that men are dealing with in society will make them feel inadequate because they don't inherently know these things. I just like that you talk about things that happen in everyday life. I mentioned, dealing with being a father and being a husband, and you did too. But those are kind of broad terms. But when you say, okay, I'm not going to just deal with broadly being a father, I'm going to deal with a part of fatherhood that says, how do I break down this stroller? That's, how many fathers probably at home right now, they went and paid for the stroller or the baby carriage or whatever. And it's like, okay, I'm going to get the directions on how to put it together. And mom would just walk up and be like, yo, this is how you do such and such and such and such. No, man, you're not inadequate because that happened. And the fact that you want to deal with those things and you want to bring men in to talk about these things, it's just huge with me. That's why I wanted to get you on the page, the platform, the thought, so people can hear what you have to say. I believe it's men like you who have things to say that can encourage other men in areas where they feel like, yo, I'm just a failure or whatever. So when I hear you talking, it's just very, very encouraging to know that there are brothers out there that are willing to speak to these issues and give their energy to, kind of pushing them back in the right direction. I like that a lot. So
Because we spend so much time tearing down black men to the point that we have to start doing our part to uplift them. Now, there's plenty of things to cuss out the brotherhood about, and we can just go through those issues and we can deal with that at a later date if we don't
absolutely
discuss on in this video. But what are we doing to uplift these guys? What are we doing to build?
absolutely
And
absolutely
and even though the Dominique Huff episodes is a co-ed space, and this is more public policy talk, and I'm just using this with that side will be on the other channel that's ready. I look at things of letting these guys know this is solutions area of how can we sit here and do different things. Because when I look at the late Craig Mack, here comes the brand new flavor in the air. Um, Died at 47. Nate Dogg died very early. We have, and I'm not talking these ain't homicides, but these were, I believe, were health issues. And how there's a study out there, and I have not seen this. I just saw somebody talking about on Twitter, so I got to do some homework that says black men are under the most stress. Like, we're like that we're dealing with like a bear chasing us all the time. And I want to read that data and see what that report has to say, because that's a conversation that needs to be had. And there's a report called The State of Black Women that was done by another organization that I want to do on my own for the state of black men. Because we need to put these figures out there and this information so we can begin to look at what is our true census count of issues that we're dealing with. Like, what are we know the certain things, like what we're dying from the most, how to deal with our net worth value, our educational attainment, and other things that are out there, to where we have to look at how can we really get these brothers empowered. Now, Dominique Magazine is a for-profit endeavor. I've put that out there and make no qualms about that. But, we are a magazine. We are going to sell ads. We are going to do events. But we are doing many things out there to court you and other people, especially we have women that are watching and viewing, and they are taking notes of this stuff. Like, some of the things that we're going to talk about in the upcoming weeks that you can expect is, low-cost family vacations, low-cost personal vacations, some great beaches to go to with some of the finest women. Come on, guys. You want to see these women in those thongs and those bathing suits. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to even roll out eventually, hopefully by the late summer, maybe early fall, is what I call BQ, which is Beauty, Brains, and Business. And that's going to kind of be our version of Jet's Beauty of the Week. But I really want to know more than, okay, this is some pretty girl in a thong or a bathing suit. I want to know more about this woman. Who is she? What is she doing? So we can have our little eye candy. And put that out there. And since I do have a sizable LGBT following, we'll do the meat market, which I'm going to have the guys work on that part, because y'all want to see shirtless men with oil and stuff like that. I will have that part over there for that demographic, so they can be able to discuss that and have that as well. Because as you see, we're very versatile here of discussing these issues. Even with a lot of Christian holidays, I am going to talk about some of the Jewish holidays, because we do have a growing attention to black men who are Jewish, especially black men who are dating Jewish women, so they can know different things and stuff about our culture. So there's lots of things that, there's so much stuff that it's for us to talk about. We would never run out of things to deal with. Now, some of the issues that I run across, I am a one-man show. I'm running 2 companies. Now, I put them all under Dominique Huff Enterprises. So I am the reporter. I am the researcher. I am the event producer. I am the brand ambassador. I am the editor. I am the webmaster. I am the social media person. I am the security guard. I am the grievance counselor down the public relations department. So those are the things that you're dealing with, and that's just one media outlet. I have Dominique Huff, the Dominique Huff episodes, which you're listening to on this channel right now, which I'm going to dust that back off, trying to bring back the radio division. So I have lots of plans and aspirations really what we'll do to get media back to what it used to be, because there's so much blogging out here. And I look at these blogs as y'all are not news reporters. I am a journalist. I have won awards for my journalism. I am recognized in my metro area as a city journalist, even though some of the South Florida hive mind people don't want to recognize that, but fuck them too. But we'll deal with that at a later date as well. Now, for those who listen to the Dominique Huff episodes, that know that I have a very filthy mouth. In fact, you probably I've been told that young children have no place around me, and I'm glad of that. But a lot of young children that get around me love me because I just say the things that mommy and daddy really are thinking, but I just say it out there because they say I like hanging with Mr. Huff. Yeah, because Mr. Huff says those words on it. That too. Every boy has that, because I used to love when my grandfather used to cuss and everything, and I like watching him say those words. It's kind of funny. And watching people react and clutch their pearls. So I kind of take a lot out of it, my late grandparents, my late father. So all that being said, there's a lot of work that we have to do. It's not an easy task. I think I picked hard tasks for some odd reason. Maybe I didn't have my head examined. I did homeroom news in the west side of Atlanta. Been doing that for almost 10 years now. We had the Exceptional Radio Network. You're going to bring that back under a brand new flavor and stuff and business publications, and then we're doing our events. So this is what I'm looking for. People always say, "What is your ask? What are you looking for?" I have the Patreon page that I get $40 a month for. By the time I pay basic maintenance around it, that buys Facebook ads. So we're going to do more with the Patreon stuff in the future. And I think there's now 3 people left, that Richard sits. I thank those 3 people for putting money on the wood, for doing that different things, and we are going to do much better at that. In fact, we will do much better than that. The second thing we're looking at is we're going to take this show on the road. You guys read the Justin Tony piece about ladies and the girls and stuff. They're trying. Justin and William here are good friends. Who knew? So, and they're in the same city, down in the illustrious Chatham County of Savannah. And I knew Justin did spoken word poetry, and William hit himself along. We were trying to figure out who was running thoughts behind. Thoughts that men aren't supposed to make. There was rumors that had that white girls were running that. So that's something things that I heard. So I said, I wish they were. I said, they're single and pretty. I like to get to know those ice cream. Unfortunately,
I apologize. I'm not a white girl.
Well, there's plenty of white girls that we can find. So I mean, and other types of women out there. And that's another thing. I am in my house this year. I'm tired of not having a life. So right now, I'm sitting here in this office building pretty much by myself. The security guard looks at me and said, "You really just have no life, do you?" I have no friends either. I said, the fact, I had to pay people to come to my birthday party so it can at least look like I have things going on here. I said, oh, those are friends. Okay, those are people who were already eating at the restaurant. I just kind of paid to be in the picture, so it looked like I had such a great time. Now it cost me a couple $100. I paid food and shit for people I didn't know, but at least I looked like I had. So I mean, we all win. So I mean, when you got a guy like me who gets the most action from just thoughts on the public transportation, I mean, hey, it sucks to be me. But anywho. I tell people that, we have to do these projects with the Dominique magazine because, we're looking at possibly going to other cities with the men's brunch. I've talked to Levi. He's in New York. Levi Bond Jr. I forgot where I met him from. I thought he had a site, but I think I met him from one of these men's groups as well. It's amazing how so many brothers just add me. And I'm trying to make my point. We need to do more things together. And I want to do a Black men's networking hangout on the channel where we all just about what we do and how can we start building stuff together. Because I am still hurt to my soul about what that lady said. I forgot her name. It was not important, really. As I was watching, when the whole Crystal and Kirazine thing collapsed, and, everybody was cheering her on. Crystal and Kirazine from Beyond Black and White. That's the girl who swirls. And I had no problem with swirling. I love swirling. Hell, as much little ice cream I've eaten, why not? So, who am I to, if she's happy with a white man and those women over there are happy with non-Black men, they like it, I love it. So, I mean, I have no issue with that. Some of the commentary, I don't get down with on certain issues. But at any time, if we know that Black women are the most unmarried group out of everybody, including Black men ranked slightly higher than them at being married, if Crystal and Kirazine wants to help these women get men, if it's not Black men, then hey, we should be happy. That's solving the problem. But there's other issues at hand with that. But I tell people I do support her Pink Pill project, which is helping women learn the things that other groups of women learn so they can become, wives and desirable mates and do different types of things. So I didn't get the controversy behind why everybody was mad at Pink Pill or what have you. And I don't get down and all that rigmarole over there, what I call Section 8 YouTube. I don't go to Section 8 neighborhoods, so why the hell would I go to a Section 8? So I mean, this whole Black Twitter, all that fuckery over there. I just don't get down. I just think I just feel my IQ lowering when I read some of that stuff. The spelling errors and the statements with no facts and substance and saying things like Malcolm X was on Twitter. Twitter was not around in the 1960s, and y'all really believe. Anywho, that's the foolishness that goes on over there, and that's why I'm not over there. If I was, I'd be quickly ran out. So I stay on my side of the fence, and they stay over there. So I love segregation on that level because they stay over there and I stay over here. I do me, they do them. I do, and nobody gonna tell me otherwise. So we have lots of work to do.
That's a
And
fact.
I'm not expecting people to do it Dominique's way. I'm not expecting people to do the share my opinions on things. I'm expecting vigorous disagreement, and I welcome that because that's needed. But we need to have these conversations, which lead to actions, which can begin to improve the lives of these men. And we cannot wait for women to liberate us. We cannot wait for white people to liberate us. We cannot wait for Democrats to do it. We cannot wait for the government to do it, most definitely. So we have to do this for ourselves. And we must be prepared to do the heavy lifting.
That's a fact. I agree, 100%. I agree. I agree. So I definitely want to. I want to do the. I want to. I wish we could share this to Facebook.
We will.
Like I said, you
I
got
just
some
think
things
it's
that
done. We can put this as a post on those pages. And I may just boost this, pay $5 and just boost this on my page for this GP to see what it gets as, and just kind of put certain things out there. Just kind of do different things. You know, we'll figure out the Facebook other stuff as well in the future. But at
that's a
least they
fact.
can watch this video in their own self-appointed
Yeah,
time when they
yeah,
see fit.
yeah. That's a fact. Yeah. So like you said, man. Man, we got to talk some more, Cam. But Dominique Huff Mag, man. I met the brother, man, through the group. You know what I mean? And he was just based on, I knew nothing about his magazine page. Everybody in 27, this was 2017 back then. Everybody in this day and age is doing something that they think is innovative, and everybody needs to stop what they're doing to pay attention to that. But you know, there are just certain things that can draw people to your content. And he was just making comments in our group on our page. And I said, well, this brother has some things to say. Um, and I noticed he posted something one time, and this stuck out to me too. Yours froze. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, he's still there. So this stuck out to me too. He posted something in the group, Guard Your Seed. It's a necessary conversation for men, is what the group is called on Facebook. And he posted something in the group from his magazine page, but he didn't, what do they call it? Promo. He didn't plug his magazine page. In this day and age, it's 2018 now, but when everybody is trying to plug what they're doing, I do want to big up him for this. He didn't big up he didn't plug his magazine page. He just posted an article from it. And he could have said, hey, what everybody, most people would have said, this is my magazine. The link is in the description. Go check it out. He didn't do that. He just posted it. And so based on reading his comments, and then I read the article and I seen the link, I said, Dominique, I made the connection. His name is Dominique. Is this his thing? And then I went and checked out some of the articles on the page, and you know, it's just very down to earth. I say, hey man, go check it out. I definitely kudos it. I shared some of his articles in the group. Um, I think you should go check it out, man. And I definitely just want to get a conversation in the group. Like he said, we'll share this so people can see it. But at the same time, I want to get a conversation, a live conversation, so people can interact. And they got questions for him. I got questions for him. I'm not even gonna ask, because what happens a lot of times is I had these great conversations I feel with my brothers behind the scenes, and 100% of the time I walk away feeling like, man, we should have had that conversation in the presence of the masses, because some of the things that they were saying, not even me, some of the things that they say, I feel like need to be heard. This brother talks about some great things, man. He talks about things that I don't even think of those things. My commentary is more on the gender relational level. And there's so much more that needs to be addressed. And some of the things this brother is talking about, he's talking about low cost vacation for families. Who's talking about that? Who's taking the time to invest their energy into getting this information so they can share it with the public? Nobody's doing that, man. Nobody's doing that I know of. So I thank
It's
God, because I am a Christian, that
commentary that's already heard. I mean, I look at some of these other outlets, you know, and I'm just not impressed with what I see. It's a bunch of commentary. It's a bunch of bullshit. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I think, you know, certain websites like slingevil.com, that's Babatunde Yamada, shout out to him. His website is more raw in your face commentary, and he's from the UK.
look,
So
look at
he
that
admits
right
he's
now.
not a journalist. He never claimed to be a journalist. He is a commentator who has a book called Negro Wars, and his website's admittedly a guilty pleasure of mine. Then, you know,
I heard of that.
it's called Slaying Evil, SLAYINGEVIL.com. Viewer discretion
Yeah, I
is
didn't hear that, but I heard of the I heard of the Negro Wars. I don't know if I've heard of Slaying Evil, but I definitely heard of the Negro Wars.
yeah, yeah. He's the guy behind from Negro Wars. I want to read that book because I like reading to see what's in that book. Then you have O'Shea Duke Jackson, who has the Negro Manosphere.
Definitely heard of him.
Yeah, and O'Shea is you love him or hate him pretty much. That's the type of character O'Shea is. But O'Shea is doing a lot of great things. I will give him much kudos and shouts out to that. And I've heard of O'Shea through the Obsidian Media Network, who I mentioned earlier. So the Obsidian Media Network is here on YouTube. Viewer discretion is advised for him as well. And we have Negro Manosphere, which is negromanosphere.com. And O'Shea created that website as, a counterbalance to the white manosphere. Kind of felt that there was things that black guys wasn't out here for the black guys. So, because there was sites like Four Brothers or Three Kings, whatever that site is called, that was white guys talking about issues. And of course, we had the MGTOW movement. So he kind of, and O'Shea's site kind of, I look at O'Shea's site, it's like the Jet magazine for black men. I look at Dominique Magazine's website kind of like, um, I would dare say it, the Wall Street Journal for black men. That's it. We are strictly all
I
financial.
wouldn't disagree.
What
I wouldn't
happened.
disagree with that.
So, and I look at it, like I want O'Shea to do well. I read his website from time to time. I read Baba Tuli's website from time to time. I listen to Obsidian from time to time. I'm in your group. There is enough out here for us all to do something, for us all to offer something to the masses. And I think it does us no favors if we're all out here fighting like a bunch of niggas in the alley. I'm not saying that we're doing that, but I see too many black men in this space fighting like a bunch of hood rats. And we got to stop that.
Yeah.
I mean, we keep talking about,
and I think
and all this type of stuff. We out here, we supposed to be the cream of the crop, and we act like we're the bottom barrels.
And I think too, man, something that I've kind of been I'm a Christian, so I'm gonna use Christian terminology, convicted about just talking to you, is that I don't even know these guys I've heard of them in passing. But I think, and you touch on it a lot, I think us having conversations, and I do think a lot of those conversations need to start behind the scene. I think it could clear some things up, man. And like you say, man, it's kind of like a transformer thing. We could come together and be that much more powerful, even if we don't agree on everything. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely on board with you on that. Because when I say convicted, I'm thinking, okay, so these brothers out here making moves, whether we agree or not, I don't even know them. You know what I mean? So I think I need, I need to be more engaged with knowing what other brothers are out here making moves, and probably be more engaged with linking with them, instead of kind of just going at them. Because to be honest with you, I'm probably right now more so on the side of the coin where I go at those brothers who are too far on the other side of the pendulum. Where instead of, like you saying, reaching out to them and let's talk behind the scenes and see, where we're at and why we're there. I'm just kind of, for me, that's kind of testimony against my character that I kind of need to probably do better at. So listening to you, that's something that occurs to me. I don't even know a lot of these dudes you're talking about, man. I've heard about them in past, and I couldn't tell you a whole lot about them, but you seem well versed in them, and I think that's I think it's commendable. I think we do need to be aware of who's out here and what's going on. So,
and we got to be willing to give each other shout outs and support for these projects, because that leads shows unity. The one thing I would give the sisterhood is
they support each other.
They support each other. We have For Harriet, we have Clutch, we have Madame Noir. Ironically, get this, folks. That's about Madame Noir for another second. You do know Madame Noir was started by a black man, right?
No, I definitely didn't know. I've definitely heard of that publication. I didn't know. I don't know much about it, and I definitely didn't know that.
Yeah.
Baby, y'all ready?
The same guy that started Madame Noir owns Boston. I forgot his name escapes me right now, but big ups to him for creating that website. That's a very popular website among sisters. And, I look at with the failure of legacy media, I remember we had Young Brothers and Sisters magazine, we had Emerge magazine, we had Savoy magazine. We had magazines that did real journalism and real content, but now we have gotten away from that. And I think, with the internet and the low cost of digital publishing, there's no reason why we cannot bring back brands similar to that with our own unique flair and twist to it. Don't go out there stealing people's names and trying to do those magazines on your own, because people may still got copyrights and trademarks. But be original. Let's pay. We lie to the past, but we look towards the future. And that's how we have to operate around here in this space, because we have a great opportunity with social media, with the World Wide Web. I'm in Atlanta. You're in Savannah. Barbatuni's in the United Kingdom. Oche's in Poland. Obsidian's in Philadelphia. Levi's in New York. Who else have I talked to in these spaces? Are heard of, like Alan Roger Curry, the dating coach. I think he's in LA. So we got people. I got a lot of people that like Dominique magazine out of South Carolina. So we had to look at, we're now closer together, but we are more distant than we were before. We have people like Victor H. Green that created the Green Book of Negro-friendly businesses and Negro businesses from the 30s to 1960s, where Black folks couldn't go to certain places such as sundown towns and certain businesses to get services. He had a book in that time frame. There was no internet. There was no Twitter. He had that type of book. All these Black legacy publishers, like I put an article about, you want a Wakanda? Guess what? We already got that. Soul City. That was a flop, but it's been tried before. Dr. Claude Anderson has put this stuff out there. So we have all this material, all this wealth, and all this knowledge, but we're walking around here on that bullshit. And that's the stuff.
Yeah, I gotta get you on, man. I'm listening to you. I gotta wrap it up too, brother, because I gotta go out with my family.
I do too, because I know I'm a chatterbox. If nobody stops me, I can sit here all day.
No, that's that passion I want. Yeah, I want to get. Yeah, me too. I want to get that passion to the masses, man. But I definitely, man. We're gonna share this. Hopefully, man, we can get whether it be on YouTube or Facebook, whatever. My platform is Facebook. I have those other avenues, but they aren't as well known. So I just want to get your voice out there, man. I love some of the stuff you're talking about. So hopefully we can make that happen.
Oh, most definitely. We could definitely make that happen. This will not be the first and the last conversation that we will have. So we can definitely continue that for us to do this, because I think we could definitely, for example, let's look at doing a men's empowerment brunch down there in Savannah. I figure out how to get Savannah one way or the other, and we can look at how to make that work. Because I don't care if it's only two guys there. We have to continue to do things. Just put it out there. I may postpone the brunch next week because the particular restaurant I wanted, I had to have a food minimum, and it's not going to make business sense. And I've got a bunch of lights, but no money on the wood for that. So, and I got somebody that's interested in being a sponsor through a service provider, but we'll discuss that. We're just in conversations right now. I don't want to put that company out there until I get contracts in hand. But so we may postpone that, which is fine, and do that. But I'm looking at. I told Levi I want to do a men's empowerment brunch in New York. I mean, these things cost nothing. I mean, all we're doing is going to a restaurant, sitting there doing what we do best, talk. So, I mean, you ain't got to go get your Easter suit. I got to get the Mohawk fresh. I don't like less than 227 right now. So, I may see a pretty girl out there. So, hey, that's the case. So, especially as a businessman on the serious tip, I want to make sure that, hey, I'm going to be out here representing my brand. We will be out here in this area. So, let's do that. I mean, Savannah's only, 3-4 hours away from Atlanta.
Yeah, so 3.5. I've been, yeah,
3.5. So, 3.5 hours. I mean, hell, we got suburbs that take an hour during rush hour to get to. So, so that being said, it's really no excuse why we probably can't do a pilot in June, probably. Just to say we did it. I mean, find a Black-owned restaurant that's not too. I don't do ratchet restaurants. I don't do hood restaurants. I don't do restaurants with god-awful customer service. Because I look at restaurants.
Yeah, I got some. We got some spots in mind, man. Yeah.
We're doing we get Justin, Tony, JQ, or T Dog, wherever.
So cute, baby.
With his
I try to get him on. Yeah, so cute.
So he can come and do men's empowerment poem. Now, you know, poetry, I've held poetry events. I'm not a poet, but, you know, I respect the art form. I like art. So we can definitely
Yeah.
do that. And I tell guys the thing with these men's empowerment punches, come as you are. You ain't got to get no suit. You know, you can throw on that hoodie, you can throw on some shorts, put your Nike sandals on, your Timberlands, you know, baseball cap. I don't care. Just wash your ass and make sure and put some deodorant on. Other than that, I mean, you know, we're not going on. This is not a date. So I mean, this is just us hanging out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But we're gonna do it, man. You got my number, I got yours. I'm gonna be diligent, man. I want to get you in the group I'm doing mine every Thursday from 7 to 8, so I'm gonna be diligent about trying to get you on there. And I definitely enjoyed this. And I got to go be a man with my family right now. So man, like I said, I got your number, you got mine. So we're gonna link up in real life, Lord willing.
Okay.
And definitely, like I said, this ain't gonna be the last time we talk on the phone or social media, but you know, I definitely want to link up in real life too. You know what I mean? So, because I love the stuff you're saying and where your heart is at.
Happen. You know, we got a good runway to do something, so we can look at how to make that, what that can look like. So, and that goes for anybody who's listening. I know the listenership this is probably at an all time low, and that's fine. But this will be available on replay and instant demand, whatever they call it now. You guys can reach out to me directly at editor@dominiquemag.com. That's editor at DOMINIQUEMAG.com. That's EDITOR at DOMINIQUEMAG.com. And I'll probably put that in the comment section for those that watch it here on YouTube, and we'll attach that. We'll put those posts out there. So, brothers, I'm putting the challenge out there. I wrote a column last fall about let's do brunch, let's do business, let's do breakfast. Let's get here and take control and take charge of these communities. That's not no simp shit. That's not no cleanup man stuff. But it's time for us to reclaim our position and our stake in the ground. Thank you, William. It's been a great conversation. Thank you who are listening live or who will listen to this on the replay. I am Dominique Huff. This is the Dominique Huff episodes / Dominique Magazine, a special combined edition. So for those who continue to follow this channel, this is my public policy channel where we discuss issues in American cities and counties. So that is your cup of tea, and that excites you. I'm sure most of y'all probably could be God he's born, and I know I am born, but I know. But if that's you want to discuss that, you're more than welcome to hang. But go to Dominique Magazine. We do have a channel just for that. That's gonna be set up very soon. It's already set up. Just go ahead and subscribe that, and we'll put videos over there in due time. The content tries to come out every Thursday, no later than the weekend. So definitely visit that site every week for your news, culture, and empowerment updates from us. Thank you again. I am Dominique Huff here with William Norman. I have work to do. He has a family to go tend to. Till then, we'll talk to everybody soon.
See you, brother.
All right, see you later.